Okay, everyone, so now the second part is to see how to subtract polynomials. So addition is pretty straightforward, no big deal. Subtraction can be a little tricky, so you have to be careful when subtracting polynomials. Okay, so it's going to be tricky because of the way the question is asked, the keywords in the question. So before we do actual polynomials, let's review some basic subtractions and the way the question can be asked. So when you say the difference, when you say the difference of, say, 7 and 4, what is the difference of 7 and 4?
3.
3. How do you get 3? Give me the setup of the subtraction.
7 minus 4.
Or you do 7 minus 4 to get 3.
Mm-hmm.
When it says difference, basically you take this first one, you subtract the other one, you get 3. What if the question was different? For example, subtract you say we're going to subtract 2 from 6. What is this equal to?
Minus 4.
Not minus 4. Nobody else want to try?
4.
It would be 4. That's right. Subtract 2.
Hi, Professor, again.
Hello. So you say subtract 2 from 4. From 2 from 6, you get 4. How do you get 4 exactly? How do you set up the operation?
6 subtract minus 2. I mean.
That's right. So when you say subtract something from something, the from goes first. So subtracted. I mean, 2 is subtracted from 6. So you got to put the 6 first. From that, we subtract 2 to get 4. So you can see the order here is based on the wording of the question. If it says the difference or find the difference, so you keep the same order, 7 minus 4, 7 minus 4. But if the question says subtract something from something, if it says subtract from, so the from goes first, the 6 goes first. The same concept applies if you have polynomials. So the order is the same. So now let's see some examples with actual polynomials. So let's say subtract this minus 7 plus 4. Someone has their mic too close, or must please either mute it or stop hitting it. You can hear some noise from my mic. All right, so we have subtract this trinomial from this trinomial. Again, it's very important to set up the order of the subtraction in the right way. If you don't set up the right order, you'll get the wrong result. So which one do you think will go first? Which polynomial will go first based on this question?
So first it's going to be 3x power 2. We're going to subtract, because always first it's from, yeah?
That's right. So I said subtract from this. So that's going to go first, and later going to follow it by this. So write this one first. So it would be 3x in second plus 5x plus 4. So since we're subtracting, so we're gonna need a subtraction sign. It's very important that you put parentheses around the second one. Whichever one goes second, it has to be in parentheses. Unlike addition, again, like I said before, it's straightforward. We didn't need anything here. We didn't need a parentheses. Just combine like terms right away. But with subtraction, right after the subtraction sign, put parentheses. What goes inside the parentheses? So this was here. So in parentheses, we're going to put this. Because that goes second, just like we did here. 2 from 6, 6 minus 4. So we're going to put this one in parentheses. Okay, so with subtraction again, make sure you figure out the order of the subtraction based on the wording of the question. You write whichever you're going to write first, and then immediately write a minus sign and parentheses to put the second polynomial in. And now, before combining like terms, what do you think we do? Before combining like terms. So we have this minus here, we have these parentheses. As we saw last time with the algebraic expressions, first you want to clear the parentheses before you start combining like terms.
We're gonna change the signs?
We're gonna have to, that's right, we're gonna have to basically distribute this minus, distribute our learned last time. So you have a minus here. When you see a minus in front of parentheses again, think of it as an invisible one. And we're gonna distribute that minus over everything inside the parentheses, and that will cause all these signs to change to the opposite, to the negative. With addition, no need for parentheses, just combine like terms. So with subtraction, it's very important that if you don't put parentheses, at least make sure you change the signs of the second polynomial. But this is probably if you want to do it the simple way, write the minus first, the other one in parentheses. So before combining like terms, let's distribute. So we have okay, so negative times a positive would be positive. 5x is second, then minus times this minus plus.
Positive.
That's right. Finally, we have this negative times a negative will be plus 1. Or simply change these. Just flip these to the opposite side. It's the same as distributing. So when you distribute, basically we multiply. Okay, so after clearing the parentheses, now we can combine like terms. So this is the first term. We need a term. Do we have a term with the same variable and the same power to combine it with?
Yes.
We do.
So
x2 also have x2, so we're going to combine these two together.
8x power 2.
That's right. Then we have 5x, 1, 4x1. So those are like terms, same variable, same power. What else?
And 4 and 1.
That's right. That's 4, positive 1. We can combine those two. Okay, so now that we put all of them together, we can go ahead and combine. So 3x plus 5x.
8x.
That's right. That's right. So we combine in the coefficients. Do not add the power. 2 and 2 don't add up, stay the same. Well,
plus 9x.
That's right. So we have positive 5 plus 4, so that's positive 9. And again, the variable and the power stay the same. 1 and 1, so it stays the same. You don't need to, we don't add the powers. We add the powers when you multiply, as we saw last time. If we had a multiplication between these two, that's when you add the powers, we saw last time. Finally, positive 1.
That's 5.
That's 5. Do we need to do anything else here?
No.
No, so all these terms are different. X2, X1, 5, that's it. You stop right here. That's the final answer. You can't add different terms, just like x plus y. These are different terms. We can't say 2y or 2x. We can do that. These completely different things. Same thing here. This is different than this. So these are different terms. Okay, so like terms must have the same what? Like terms must have two things. What are those two things? The same variable and what else?
And the same power.
Exactly, same power. Okay, that's what we call like terms. In order to add, to combine them, they must have that. Otherwise, you can't add them. For example, these are different or unlike terms. Different, we also say unlike terms. Okay, so because the powers are different, that's why we can't add them. It's basically as simple as you can get, so there's nothing else we can do. Again, remember to set up the order of the subtraction correctly based on the wording of the problem. You may say difference, you may say subtract, you may say other things, so you have to put have to use the correct order of subtraction. Let's do another example here. So let's say find the difference of, let's say, a couple of polynomials. Let's say 3x and difference of this polynomial and some other polynomial, maybe this one. What type of polynomial is this again? With three terms, 1, 2, 3. What type is it? What type is it based on what we saw earlier? Over here.
Trinomial.
That's right. This is a trinomial because it has two terms. What about this one with two terms? What type is it? This one has only two terms, so we're going to call it
Binomial.
that's right, binomial. So monomial for 1, binomial for 2, trinomial for 3. Anything more than that, you can call it polynomial. All right, so we have a difference, so we have to be careful. So which one goes first? Which one goes first, just like here? Difference of 7 and 4. So do we change the order or do we keep the order the same?
No, we keep it like that.
That's right. When it says difference of two things, the order the same. So I'm going to write this one first. Then, since it's a subtraction, again, it's important that you put a minus sign and some parentheses. What goes inside the parentheses? Everybody? What goes inside these parentheses, everyone? The
5x
right? That's
over
right.
2.
But it's very important, again, if you don't put the parentheses, it would be wrong. It's very important to put the minus sign and parentheses, and we include the other part of the parentheses. Okay, first figure out the order. Don't forget the minus sign and parentheses. What is the next step?
Then we're gonna open the parentheses.
That's right, we're gonna clear the parentheses, so we're gonna distribute this over before combining. So 3x is second plus x minus 2. Then we distribute negative times a negative.
Plus 5x minus 6x.
From negative times the power
Minus.
6x. And now we can go ahead and combine like terms. Do we have a like term to this one?
5x over.
Combine those together. So we say 3x plus forget the coefficient. So we're moving this next to the like term. So always move the term with the coefficient with the sign. Don't forget the sign. It's a positive 5x. You can cross these out. What else? Yeah.
Then plus x and minus 6x.
So we have positive x. So we continue as positive 1x. So then it's an invisible 1 for that. The power is also invisible as 1. And next to that, we're going to bring
Negative 6x.
right, the like term, negative 6x. And so that term is done. This term is done. What's left?
Minus 2.
That's right. That's right. Just these 2 by itself. There's no other constant here. Just bring that 2 back here, negative 2. Again, we move something with the the sign. So the sign is negative. We'll move it over here. Now we can go ahead and combine like terms. So 3 plus 8 plus 5, that's 8x. We have a positive 1, then negative 6. So positive 1 minus 6. So when you combine it again, you're combining the coefficients. So
Negative 5.
right, this will be negative 5. So this turns into negative 5 what? Negative 5?
Negative 2.
Negative 5 what? X?
X.
X1. So you combine the coefficient, don't forget the variable, finally the negative 2. So we combined a trinomial and a binomial. So the result is a trinomial with 3 terms. You can't do anything else. These are different because the powers are different. What degree is this polynomial?
2.
Degree is 2. That's right. The highest power, not the highest coefficient, the highest power. What is the coefficient of the second term?
5.
Not 5, but is
Minus, I'm
negative.
sorry, negative 5, yeah.
And what is the coefficient of the first term?
8.
That's right, it's a positive 8. And of course, the power of the second term is this. The power of this term, not the constant, but the invisible x0. So we can say the power here, there's no x, that means the power is 0, power of the x, 1 here and 2. And that's pretty much an introduction to polynomials. All the terminologies, the new words, make sure you get familiar with those. Now know your keywords. When you see a question in the homework, says what is the coefficient, what's the degree, what's the power, should be easy to see. Also how to add and subtract, combine like terms, or the type of polynomial, or whether something is a polynomial or not. Remember this test. And the number of terms, variables, the powers, the coefficients. And this is basically how you add and subtract polynomials. Still gonna work with polynomials in the next lecture. We're gonna do multiplication of polynomials. Division, not next class. We're gonna do division after we learn a topic called factoring. That's how we divide polynomials, but it's a few weeks from now. But for now, again, just remember these keywords. Remember, understand what each keyword means and differentiate between polynomials and algebraic expressions. You can easily tell the coefficient, variable, and power. And when you add or subtract, basically you're adding or subtracting the coefficients, meaning the numbers to the left of the variables. And when you move a variable or a term from one place to the other using the commutative property, make sure you move the sign as well, the sign or the coefficient of the term. Does that make sense to everyone? Everybody? Let me hear from all of you.
Yes.
Okay, everybody else, guys, any questions? Does this make sense today? This shouldn't be that difficult.
Yes, makes sense.
Okay. And again, I'm gonna upload this and you can rewatch it if you want later. If you still not happy with it. The rest of you, can you guys hear me? Can you, are you on board?
Yes. Yes, Professor.
But again, please feel free
Yeah.
to ask questions anytime. So when you don't speak, I assume everything is fine. So let me know if you have any issues at any moment, and I could re-explain or give more examples.
Sir, can you upload this sheet on Blackboard?
I'll upload this. Yeah, I'll upload this in a few minutes right after we finish here. Okay, so any other questions? Any questions about this specific topic before we go on Blackboard and do some other things? Anybody else? Any questions from the homework, previous lecture, or this lecture? Okay, so let me stop sharing this. I'm gonna upload it soon. First, let's take some attendance. Then we're gonna head over to the discussion board, open a new thread for the week. And if you still have any questions, please post them there. And I'll also post the new homework. This will be homework 5, I believe. Okay, but before that, let's take some attendance.